welcome to another video in this series about Bluefort's TAPP CRM product. In this series we are specifically focusing on GoCardless integration, the TAPP integration for GoCardless and Microsoft Dynamics 365 for Sales or Dataverse. The scope of this session is to go through offline mandate creation. So up till now we viewed the customer onboarding with the URL, the onboarding URL. We also viewed the instant bank payment, which do not need an onboarding into a mandate. And now we're going to view how you can onboard customers using the offline mandate instead of the URL invitation based mandate. So what would be the use cases? First of all, of using this offline mandate. This is when you are collecting bank details of the customers manually via some kind of form or telephone or maybe a device, a tablet. And then once the data is collected, you submit it to GoCardless, and then GoCardless will handle the creation of the offline mandate. So let's jump into the application and create a new account. I will call this account offline mandate account, just for the scope of this demo. So since this is an offline mandate, GoCardless will ensure that the data you are submitting is actually valid. So we need to have some real data here. So I will take some sample data from the internet. So I'm gonna take this postal code, put it in here, or put in London 150 Berry Street, and then what's specifically important is this ISO Alpha 2 country code. So the country region here could be in any format you like, which is used in your organization, but specifically here in this ISO Alpha 2 country, you must use the 2-digit codes for the different countries, because that's what's supported by GoCardless. So I'm gonna go ahead and save the record. Now, if you notice here, we have a tab called Bank Accounts, which is part of our application. And here you are able to put in the bank account details of this customer. So let's say here there is the bank here. Let's call it Bank 1. We'll put in the currency of this bank account and the name of the holder. Could here use the same name, offline mandate customer. Of course, in real life this has to be the real account holder name, which is collected from the customer. I'm going to accept the IBANs and the source. So the authorization source is, like I explained at the beginning, whether it's over the web, telephone or paper. You could also put in the country code of the bank account here, and instead of the IBAN, for example in the UK, you could also put in the account number, bank account and sort code. So the sort code and account number is one option, and then the IBAN is the other option, which I'm using in this scenario. And then I can save this bank account, and then I can go back. And I can see now here that the bank account is linked to my account. Now if I go to the payments tab, so this is the tab which we already demoed in an earlier recording. In this case, I'm going to go ahead here and select the primary bank account I would like to use, because here there could be one to many bank accounts for the same customer, but ultimately I have to decide upon which bank account I want to base the creation of the offline mandate. Okay, and then I need to trigger the offline mandate creation. So once I set this to yes and save, I'm actually going to trigger a API call to GoCardless to create the offline mandate. Okay, so it seems, again, like I mentioned, the validation here is very strict because we are creating a new mandate manually. So in this case, it's asking us for the email address of this customer. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter an email address. So contoso@contoso.com. I can go ahead now and try and recreate the offline mandate and see if there are any other validation errors. It seems there aren't. No errors. Now the creation has been set back to false because it has been successfully triggered. Now let's move to GoCardless events and check if we actually see our event for the offline mandate creation. Okay, it seems I need to re-log in. I lost my token there. And yes, as we can see here, the offline mandate has been created. So now, like I showed in an earlier recording, I can manually synchronize the mandate creation. And now I get a mandate ID, just like we saw in the recording earlier in the series. So now I can go ahead and activate my mandate. So in this case, this is, like I said before, an offline mandate, which is a real mandate created on the GoCardless side. And as you can see here, it was successful. So just like in the first recording, I can go ahead now and create an invoice based on my offline mandate. So I will find my offline mandate customer. There is my account that we just created together. So now I'll just say, let's say test offline mandate invoice. We'll select our price list, which is standard Dynamics 365, save the record. And then we will add a product. Save the product. So as you can see now, this is behaving like the other mandate we had created earlier in another demo. So even though it's an offline mandate, it works the same. It ticks the pay with GoCardless direct debit. You say pay now, save the invoice. So the pay now is the trigger to generate the payment at GoCardless. And now if we again refresh the event, we get the payment ID there. So let's see here from the customers, offline mandate account, and there's our payment, £35. And as you can see here, it ends in 38YF here. So the payment has been successfully triggered. Now we can do a payout. we go to our onboarding record and synchronize our payout data. There it is. And if we go back and refresh our invoice, now our invoice is set to complete. So just to recap here, we have this payment linked to this invoice. This payment is paid out. It's also paid out on the GoCardless portal because of the integration, and therefore we got the invoice paid and complete. So basically that summarizes the flow for offline mandate creation and subsequent generation of payments. To summarize, Bluefort TAPP together with GoCardless supports two ways to onboard customers on a mandate for direct debit. The first way is using the generating the URL for the mandate, as we had seen in previous demonstration, and then so this is the first method, using the URL here, and as per the demonstration of this current recording, which is this one, we created an offline mandate using the bank account and created then a payment, apologies, a mandate based on this bank account without utilizing the onboarding URL. I hope you found this recording useful, and as always, if you have any questions or require support, don't hesitate to get in touch with the Bluefort team. Thank you.